Hi, everyone. Hello, everyone. I am so glad to be here. I gave you a little bit of a tease yesterday. I was attempting to go live and do the New York video live so that you guys could have questions answered. But unfortunately, I am not familiar enough with the uh, software that I was trying to use to go to get it done. So I basically just had to stop, go over into Canva, my favorite. Hey, Canva, go into Canva. But good morning. I had to go into Canva and do it. So today I am offering a Q&A session for my subscribers, and we are going to have a discussion on how to start up a NEMT. So you do have to be a subscriber to ask any questions, but so hit that subscribe button. Come on in. I'm waiting. I'm going to give everybody a little bit of time because I know this was unannounced and unofficial to answer some questions. But while I'm waiting for questions, make sure you drop your questions. Hold on. I'm going to click in here. Drop your questions. Drop your questions here. That's it. I don't want to do that. I want to drop your questions. In the meantime, I've done a few videos on NAICS codes, and I want to give some clarification on the industry analysis and why it's so important. I know that these are foreign concepts to some of us, to most of us, and really trying to get the hang of it and understanding these concepts can be a little bit challenging. So I'm here to answer your questions. Bring them on, y'all. Bring them on. I'm excited to help you guys. Also, I've been doing a lot of research on startups in different cities and states. So we've gone over Texas, we've gone over Florida. I have a new NEMT startup that I'm going to be doing on Iowa. I know. But I had a coaching student that I was assisting in that. And so I decided, hey, I'm going to go ahead and just do that also. So I'm not quite sure on whether or not I'm going to go from the aspect of the Canva presentation that I did for New York, if I'm just going to go to my other the other way that we did it prior. So in the meantime, I'm just going to kind of hang out. Let's see who comes in and talk about the NEMT world. Anybody know what's going on, how things are going? Drop your questions here below and let's see. Oh, let me talk about the course. Hold on. Let me get organized. All right. I've been having a lot of questions about this course and what it's going to be offering. And of course, I've seen a lot of other uh, I've seen a lot of other content creators. They're creating their courses and they're putting them online. They're doing their webinars and everything else. So I don't want to give a whole lot of information out on what I'm doing, but at the same time, I know that I need to give you guys some information on what it is. So this course is going to be focused for new non-emergency medical transportation entrepreneurs, but it can also be utilized for those of you that aren't. If you are starting a business and you are looking to become government contracted, so government contracting is something that we don't think about and on a regular basis, but I want you guys to begin to start thinking outside of the box. We don't need to just be limiting ourselves to these brokers on Medicaid. That is a starting point. Brokers are, I use the illustration consistently and constantly across the board, that brokers are like your, what are they called? The Greek alphabet, sororities. Yes, your sororities or your fraternities. They are your starting point, and you have an initiation period there. So when you hear people saying, "Oh, well, I got this rate out of the brokers, or they paid me this rate," don't expect that coming into the industry. That's not how this works. It's like starting in high school where you start as a freshman and then you work your way up. It's the same thing with brokerages. You're going to start at the bottom. You're going to get the rides that nobody wants, the ones that everybody clicks reroute, and you're going to get those type of rides starting out. it's just it. That's just the way that it is. I cannot change it. You can't change it. People can tell you that you can, but once you get out there, you're going to realize you can't change it. So what you have to do is pretty much settle within your spirit that you are not going to be able to change this, and you have to accept some of the rates that they give you. Now, sometimes they might be ridiculous rates to go 30, 40 miles and want to give you a pay that's ridiculous. And you have to say no, or you have to negotiate. That's understandable. But don't think that starting this business that you're going to make $100,000 a year. That's not so. I don't care what anybody tells you. That first year, 2 years, maybe even into the third year, if you have one wheelchair van and you yourself are driving, you can probably expect to make about $60,000 to $80,000 in that year. But that is not including your overhead, your cost of your fuel, the cost of your car payment or the van payment, the cost of your insurance rates. Those are all things that have to be taken into account and of when you start up. So when you initially start up, and this is definitely in my course, and it's also been in a few of my videos or soon to be videos. I'm giving out some content here, y'all. So if you listening, you're gonna get the content. It's the cost to start up this business with one wheelchair van is at least $30,000. That is the cost. You cannot get around it because you have to pay for the van, and the insurance is at least going to run you about $15,000 a year. Yeah, I said it, $15,000 a year for the first year, possibly into the second year. So it's so important that you calculate your costs before ever entering into this market. So what I am doing, and as far as my course, is setting you guys up through the SBA to get your business certified. Because if your business is certified through the SBA, then you cut out the middleman. You hear what I'm saying? You cut them out. Those contracts are set aside. They are set aside. So another jewel. Here we go. Listen, pay attention, y'all. Pay attention to what I'm saying. If there are 100 contracts, if you have 100 contracts that Motive Care, for example, has at the beginning of the year, they are given 100 contracts to give away. 10% of those contracts is actually a little bit higher, but we're going to use for mathematical purposes 10%. 10% of those contracts are set aside for women's owned small businesses, veterans owned small disadvantage, and SDBs, um, small business disadvantaged. All of those contracts fall into that 10%. Now, it doesn't matter if no one comes across, like if no one has their certification, they still cannot give those contracts to you. So all of those who are waiting on Motive Care to call and haven't gotten a brokerage call, the contracts are there, but they're set aside for certified businesses. And if no certified businesses come along to apply for that contract, they don't get filled. So you might think, oh, well, that's just such a small number. But 100% of 10% is a large number. And we're not taking advantage of that. I always thought when I started my business, I was like, wow, Motive Care got with me really quickly. But why did they get a hold of me really quickly? It's in their small print right there on their website that tells us that they work with business who have been certified or are in the process of becoming certified through the SBA. I use this example on a consistent basis. Just like just like when we are first born, we get a birth certificate, we get a social security card, and we can eventually get credit. It's the same thing as far as your business. When you birth your business, you get your articles of incorporation. You then get your federal ID number, which is your EIN. And then eventually, when you apply for business credit, you become a certified, not a certified business, but an official business with the government. But what you have to do for them to give you that stamp of approval that you are truly a certified company is to go through the SBA. That is what it is for. The SBA has had a bad reputation over the years, and I understand. I've had other businesses in the past, and they didn't work too well for me. However, my experiences with the SBA, when I was creating J&Ls, or after my big downfall with J&Ls, yes, it still hurts. It's so painful, but it's okay. We're doing better. once you Once you have that SBA certification in hand, they can't tell you no, guys. They can't tell you, and they are designed for you. I have a few shorts that are going to be released here soon. I just recorded them, so love the dress. You're going to see it a lot. Eh? But those certifications are for businesses like us. So when we look at small business certified, there the numbers, don't be afraid to apply, because the numbers that we are talking about are so large. Like, who makes $750,000? You make 750,000. I don't make $750,000. I'm a whole nurse. I don't make $750,000, and I definitely don't have assets worth $750,000. But the SBA is saying, if you have less than $750,000 in assets, you qualify. Hear what I'm saying. Hear what I'm saying. You qualify for certification. So position your NEMT to receive that certification, because once you expand on that certification, yes, you got to get broke in. You got to get broke in through the brokers. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You can struggle through and get your pay, your what is it? Y'all know what I'm saying. You can struggle through and get your self-pay. That's what I'm saying. You can struggle through and get your self-pay, or you can do it in a combination of getting your self-pay and your broker contract. But in the end, go ahead and get that broker contract, because once you get that broker contract, you can put it on your my mind, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, it's like a resume, but it's not a resume. I'm going to have to do a short on it when I can think clearly. But you're going to utilize that information saying that you held a state contract to leverage yourself to become a subcontractor within other contracts, federal contracts. You guys can go on usaspending.gov. Go on there. I encourage you, go on usaspending.gov, call me up, set up an appointment. I'll walk you through, and you can find out who holds the government contract, the federal contract in your state and in your cities. All you have to do once you're certified is become a part of that 8A developmental program, and become a subcontractor through them once you have that experience. It's that easy. It's not difficult. They just don't give us the information. You know what I'm saying, right? They don't give it to us. I'm giving you guys the information. I'm giving you guys everything that I missed. Was doing the steps, but not understanding why I was doing the steps. So I'm here trying to get you guys to understand that you have to do this process. I know we all want to jump in, we want to get it done, we want to make this money, but we have to show the government this is a capitalist society. I don't care what anybody says. The United States is a capitalist society, meaning that the more capitalism you understand, the better off you're going to be. So being a part of the capitalist society, you have to have the government stamp of approval. And the only way to achieve that is through SBA certification. It's a hard concept for some reason for you guys to understand, but I need you to get it through your head. You need this in order to leverage yourself against those who aren't listening. They're not listening to what is being taught. If you don't believe me, watch. I have not been in business for what, over a year as far as my transportation industry. I've gone back to work now and I am in the process of getting everything back together. But you watch within the next, I'm going to start I'll be starting my going through South Carolina, how to start a business in South Carolina. And I'm going to walk you through step by step to show you how this process works. And yes, it is a little bit more lengthy than just going out there, getting your van, putting some flyer outs and begging for people to come and take a ride with you. It is a lot more lengthy than that, but it takes 9 months for a baby to get mature enough to be birthed. And if you can't give your business at least 9 months to a year to mature on the foundational side, then what are you doing? You're not running a business. You're creating a side hustle and you won't be here long. I'm sorry. I cannot, I can't put it in easier terms. You guys have to get it through your head that this is a business, not a side hustle. I've seen so many give us the misrepresentation that you're going to be able to go out and buy Louis Vuittons next week and all that kind of thing. You're not. You're not. You're not. You're not. Unless you are already packing. But if you're under that $750,000 threshold that qualifies you as a SDB, then you're not going to come into this business able to go and buy mama a new house and get the kids through college right away. Now, in the next 3 years, absolutely, you'll be killing it. It'll be great, but you got to set yourself up from the get-go to be able to get those rewards later. Those blessings come after hard work. Faith without works is dead. It doesn't work unless you put the effort into it. So I've been on here for 20 minutes and I've been on my soapbox. I'm going to continue for a few more minutes to see if anybody stops in, and then I'm going to end the stream. But the goal is for me to be here tomorrow. I did do my poll, my community poll, and I appreciate each and every one of you who have been um, commenting, who have been purchasing. Oh my goodness, you guys are setting my business shop on fire. And I am just so excited because we need those business plans. Okay, new soapbox. All right. Talked about the course. Now let's go on the business plan. Y'all, how are you starting a whole business without a plan? Please explain that to me. You're just going off your thoughts. We don't write anything down. I wish I had my notebook. I should have brought it up here, but I have books on books, thick books of nothing but my plans, nothing but my goals, nothing but what I want to do, what my intentions are. How are you guys saying, okay, let me watch 2 of a video, 5 minutes of a video, 6 minutes of a 50-minute video, and hey, love the time information and run with it? That, unfortunately, is what holds our community back. We get some information and we think we have enough to go and do, and it's not so. It's not so. You can't read a second of the book and think you have everything you need to know. Your business plan is the same way. You have to take time to really look and see who are your competitors. Let's just talk about it. I'm going to be upfront. All right. Excuse me. So let's talk about it. My competitors on YouTube, we've got that NEMT girl. She's a smaller channel, but she's larger than me. We have MJ Reliable Transportation. They're definitely a larger than me. But what is it? We have to examine. Okay, what is my content doing that they're not doing? What are they doing that I'm not doing? What are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? How can I get my information out there? That NEMT girl, that girl puts out Carmen. I believe it's Carmen. If it's wrong, Carmen, I'm sorry. But she does lives consecutively every single week. That is a strong point. So me as an entrepreneur, what do I think to myself? Hmm. mm, I'm not getting the time that I need. I need 4,000 watch hours and I've only got X amount of watch hours. I need to bring that up. How can I bring my watch time hours up? Oh, maybe I should do lives. See, it's ding ding ding. That's what you do when you are doing market research. How can I excel? How can I use the strengths of my competitors to enhance my own positioning, to leverage my own company? It's the same thing in your market research for your NEMT. Get on Google, search Google, look and see who your competitors are. They are there, the smaller ones and the larger ones. Look on Yelp, see if they have any bad reviews. Look on their Google reviews, see if they have good reviews. Look on their Facebooks to see who their followers are. Examine. You want to stalk your competitors, not in a negative way, y'all. Don't be playing. Don't be like, hey, she told me to stalk people. No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that you want to position yourself. You want to know inside and outside what your competitors are doing so that you can put yourself in a better position. It's just that simple. You have to perform that competitor analysis to find out what they're doing. They're already in business. You're not. You hear what I'm saying, right? Yes, y'all got it. So look to see what they're doing. Look to see what you can do better. Create your business plan. Your business plan is not going to go as you always want it to go. There's going to be hurdles, there's going to be obstacles. My business plan flopped all the way, but I didn't know what I was doing. There weren't that NEMT girl. There was no MJ Reliable Transportations. There were no NEMT startup coaches. There wasn't anything. I think the best thing we had was Truck and Hustle, and they had one video that talked about how to start an NEMT. That's it. Ryan was empath. He was promoting, he was doing everything, but that's all we had 3 years ago. Now there are so many resources, guys. So there's even well, let me say there's not so many resources, but there are more resources. So that if you guys get on top of this thing right now and really take the time to set up your foundation, you can be ahead of the next generation or the next group of NEMT entrepreneurs who are going to enter into this company, into this industry. Now, does the NEMT industry have a lot of growth potential? Absolutely. Absolutely. But I want you guys to be cognizant of what's going on in the transportation industry altogether. If you're watching this video and you're listening, pay attention. The trucking industry, y'all, our truckers, they are facing a hardship that is out of control. They are not able to keep their trucks. Their companies aren't paying them. They're not it's a whole mess. It's a whole mess. If you don't know what's going on in trucking, go take a look. But I say this to get you guys to understand that truckers aren't stupid and they like transportation. They don't mind driving. They're coming. They are coming. The industry is going to be influxed with truckers coming into the industry. I give it maybe a year, maybe 2 years for them to make that shift over to us. So, my projection through my research on what's happening in the industry, using my NAICS codes, looking at industry analysis shows that the truckers are probably going to enter into this market. Now, the advantages that they have over us, they've been in the game. Even though it's different, it's also the same. They've been dealing with brokers, they've been dealing with payments, they've been dealing with businesses, they've been dealing with entrepreneurship for much longer than many of you have, many including me. So they have a stronger advantage than us as far as the entrepreneurial side of opening a transportation company. So you have to leverage yourself to be ahead of the game from when they start coming in. It's going to happen. The shift is going to happen. Also, once we start getting in there, come on now. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I ain't got to, come on. Once we start coming in here and we start doing it the right way, the rules always change. So get yourself certified, because if you are in a capitalist society that is certified and but you have that certification, they can't take it away. Not until they change the rules, at least. They can't take it away. Get your stamp. Get some type of certification. If you don't qualify for SBD, if you don't qualify for WOSB, if you don't qualify for Veterans Owned, put your business in a hub zone. Yes, it might be the ghetto, it might be the hood, but you get so many potential perks and so many set aside contracts. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. So there are so many opportunities to get your business certified. And this is what my course is about. My course is about showing you and teaching you the reasons why, giving you the information, giving you definitions that no one wants to tell us. I'm bringing it out, y'all. I'm bringing it out. I'm giving it to you so that you can take that information, apply it to your current knowledge base, and excel. It's just that simple. So bear with me because I am still putting this course together. I have it on pre-sale. It's not completed. It's going to be coming as I get there, but bear with me. That's why it's $6.99 right now. But y'all, I know my information. I know my value. I know my worth, and I know who's giving it to me, the one up above. And I know that this information is valuable, that this information is going to teach not just you, but the masses on how to enter this industry with the advantage. So let's take advantage of this training, of everything that's happening, and let's get on the ball. Let's get it done. All right. Plans, business plan. If you don't have your business plan template, come get one. Come to NEMTstartup.net. Go to any of my videos and get the link in the description. Come on, y'all. Get your business plan. We're gonna start these lives. Amen. Like I said, competition shows you where you're weak. And one of my weak points is I don't do lives. So get your business plan, because we are going to start working together as a community, coming together every Sunday evening, either at 6:30 or 7 p.m. You guys tell me which one you would like. Let's go and let's get these business plans done so that you can begin to put the pieces together on establishing a firm foundation, not just as a business, but as an entrepreneur. It is an entrepreneurial mindset shift that I am looking for in you guys and in myself. So I have now been on here for 30 whole minutes, and unfortunately no one joined, but I'm praying and I'm hoping that you guys have gotten some information to understand what it is I am doing with my course. It's